Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's 8 o'clock, man. It's time to get this thing started. So much tonight to talk about. I'm so freaking excited and exhausted from last weekend. It looks like we have a ton of people in the comments that were here during those times, the Lethal Weapons times. Man, almost 60 of you people waiting in the lobby as we were getting started. So freaking cool. What is up? You know, we like to start these things with you guys telling us where you're from. Have you heard about Lethal Weapons? Were you there? Have you ever been to Kalash Bash? Let us know in the comments below. Today's live stream is going to be all about what went down last weekend. What happened, some funny stories, some crazy costumes, why it was so significant, and possibly what is on the horizon as far as AKX LLC events and the things that we like to put on. We're going to get into all that tonight. But first, some slow jams. Let's see here. That one's all right. What about this one? There we go. Yeah. Nice. All right, let me look at these comments, and then I'm going to bring in our awesome guest. We got Dallas, Texas-based. Very cool. Squad 108. Yeah, man. Tennessee. Squad 7. Another Dallas. Illinois. Squad 10. Kansas. West Virginia. When's Kalash Bash 23? I know we're getting that question a lot. We will announce that very soon. We'll talk about that a little bit later, too, in the live stream. Sick, man. Before I bring our guest in, I want to cover one thing, guys. Babushka Kid, thank you so much for the tip. Really means a lot. Thank you, sir. Let me go ahead and get this turned off. Yeah. Jacob Hallmark, the winner of a very special award. While I have you guys here, before we get too deep into it, I want to talk about the biggest supporter of this live stream and this channel. That is Third Pin Threads. We have some brand new t-shirts that just hit the website here. And fun fact, those of you that didn't get a chance to go to Kalash Bash last October, I get messages all the time if you guys can buy event t-shirts if you didn't actually go to the event. Yes, you totally can. We have Kalash Bash shirts available right here. Once they're gone, they're gone. We never remake these things. Not only does it have the main logo on the front, you have the date and all of our gold and title sponsors and event producers on the back. Once they're gone, they're gone. We've never done a rerun of any event shirt ever. So when they're gone, they're totally gone. We've brought back one of the crowd favorites, AK to the Grave, in a different color this time. Super sick. I was wearing mine a lot this week. I absolutely love this shirt. And what's so cool about it, it's front and back. We've never done this shirt front and back, but now we have. Available now. Probably the most highly requested shirt that we've ever done is Shorties and 40s. Okay. Bam. Brand new color. Orange and pink. Super sick color. This is like a heather gray. We do a lot of black shirts, but we've been trying to change it up with some more heather colors. And of course, you get the teeny tiny little AK right there on the chest. Awesome. Big pink Third Pin logo on the sleeve. One of my all-time favorite shirts we've ever done. And for the first time in a long time, we've got a Clayco shirt. We haven't done a Clayco shirt in, like a year and a half, maybe more. And what's really cool about this one, it's a color that we've never done. And the back is loaded out. It's dripping with AK mags. We got slap sides. We got waffles, we got ribbed, and we got bakes. A little bit of everything back there. That is the best way to support the channel. As you guys know, I say it in every single video. Don't do Patreon. I don't do paid ads for things that you guys don't care about, like razors for your ball sacks. You guys are into gun stuff, and I feel like you should get something for your money if you feel so inclined to support the channel. You're helping us out, and you get a cool t-shirt, and you look good. Trust me, you're going to look good. Of course, we have all of our hats. We still have all of our retro hats in stock right now. These are the mesh trucker hats. We did a bunch of these for Kalash Bash, and we brought a bunch of them back to Lethal Weapons since it was a retro thing. That is cool, man. Still have some of those in stock. And of course, some of the all-time favorite trucker mesh hats. Love these things. Wear them all the time. I wear them until they soak with sweat and I can't wear them anymore. All right. Shameless plug aside. Let me bring up the co-host of this show, owner of Kyber Customs, co-owner of Third Pin Threads, co-producer of Clash Bash and Lethal Weapons, Tony Eddie, Dirt Diggler.
How you doing? Forget about it. Get this
Man,
up right there. What's up, everybody?
What is
Man,
up, everybody?
dude, the comment section's a little wild. There's a lot of folks here.
Almost 100 of you guys watching. I'm sure that number will grow. This is a really cool topic, man. We just pulled off something that we have been talking about for so long. For years, we've been talking about doing an event like this, and we did it in record time. We've never pulled an event of this size together this quick, and it's cool that we finally did it. We've been talking about doing something where ARs and other things can come battle it out with AKs, because all we've ever done were AK events, and it happened, man. It happened.
We did it, dude. It's really fun to, like, excuse me, it's really fun to take these ideas and just kind of let them marinate for a while. And then the longer we kind of sit back and start thinking about how to make these things come alive, it's like it becomes obvious at some point we have to do this. And then to get through that weekend, it was a very smooth event operationally. There were several times where we made the comment to each other, like, gosh, man, we haven't had any like real drama or any fires to put out. Things are just getting tight, and it just felt really, really good. And it was awesome to see not only all the familiar faces that came in and volunteered, but we had a lot of like new blood out of this event. It was really cool to make a lot of new friends. So thank you all very much.
A lot of new people, man. Davernoff in the chat put 3 chest rigs on the prize table. They all went to really good homes. Good to see you here, man. R.I.P. Tony. Guys, every now and again, Tony's got to hack up a lung. Let him know down below. R.I.P. Tony.
I'm still recovering a little bit, but we're good.
So I see a ton of people are announcing what squad they shot on. Were they there? Were you dressed up? I see the winner of a very special award in the chat room right now. Mr. Babushka Kid, Jacob Hallmark, won the very first Lethal Weapons Texas Spirit Animal Award. Dude,
damn, dude.
My man was LARPing as Macho Man Randy Savage. He wore it for 3 days, never took it off. I bet you he's wearing it now as he's watching this. And the guy was pulling Slim Jims out of every crevice of his body, handing them out all weekend long. He earned that award, man. He was all about the event, all about it. Had a great attitude and single-handedly started up the dance floor at the campsite. Like, there wasn't anyone dancing until Jacob got over there and got all the women folk to come out of the woods, start dancing.
So I'm curious, for those of y'all who are in the comments who came out to Lethal Weapons, I guess tell us what the highlight for you for the event was. What would you like to see moving forward in future Lethal Weapons? And keep in mind that, we're going to try to do our best to harness a lot of things that make Clash Bash special, while at the same time really allowing Clash Bash and Lethal Weapons to kind of grow their own legs and really kind of evolve as their own events. So specifically with Lethal Weapons, what were some of the highlights that you would like to see at future Lethal Weapons events, assuming that there will be future Lethal Weapons events? Target Breakers, Squad 10. That's cool.
I know a lot of people are commenting on some of the awesome LARPs. I think LARPing is mandatory at every event now, for sure. Leatherface was an awesome LARP.
Lethal Weapons, I think, if you looked at how many people were LARPing as like a percentage of people who came, Lethal Weapons was the biggest one so far. It almost felt like almost everybody was LARPing.
Mm-hmm. Someone wants to see a retro optics division. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's totally out of the question. It would be like a very small division that we wouldn't dedicate a lot of prizes to. But you know what? What's so funny, this match, by the time it was go time, was basically sold out. We had a ton of people shooting this match. And I think a lot of people really understood the charm of iron sights only, especially requiring these people to bring out all these cool old school guns that you would never normally bring to a competitive setting. I think people really appreciated being forced to run irons. It's like driving your stick shift for the weekend, man. You know, you remember how fun it is, how manual it is, and how satisfying it is when you do good on iron sights. So I won't say absolute no to optics, but I think that's something that makes Lethal Weapons so special because it's really the only match out there doing something like that.
Yeah, I think initially we talked about making it so that there was like a catch-all division for optics, but that we would really prioritize like the awards for the iron sights. So it might just be one of those things. Just I'm speculating and throwing this idea out there, but nothing for sure. But I would assume in the future, if we did do something like that, it would probably be like a catch-all, and you get a freaking award or something like that. But
Yeah,
we probably wouldn't throw a whole lot of prizes at that division.
the prize should be like training wheels if you had to shoot an optic at an iron sight match.
Right. You have to run an adult-sized diaper if you want to run optics, something like that.
Super Geo Killer, need a best camo award. Not a bad idea, actually. There was some really good camouflage showing up. You know, we kind of played into that when we did the Spirit of Fortune award. We didn't really want to give the best LARP award to guys wearing camo and gear, but there was some badass camo and gear. So we thought, let's let our most retro vendor come out, Intel Milco, and pick the Soldier of Fortunes from the crowd. And then the crowd got to choose who won a freaking M16A1. But I definitely love the idea of a camo award.
I mean, keep this in mind, right? Like, how many matches could you run if you were just going to stay in the state of Texas? How many matches could you run in 30 days where optics are an option? And how many matches could you run in 1 month where it was iron sight only? And I would argue, if we're talking battle rifles, this might be one of the only ones.
Yes, absolutely. Has to be. I mean, no one's done this since like the Soldier of Fortune days, honestly.
It's like
I
the
haven't heard of
easiest
it.
way to separate ourselves from everything else, right?
Another person I see here in the comments who won a very cool award, Alexis Starr, won the Connor Honor. She LARPed as Sarah Connor, was a very good LARP. Awesome attitude. She was partying at the damp site, keeping everyone dancing. Shot the match. Just
First time volunteer too.
That's right. She also worked. And I got to tell you, so many times when people win these awards, a lot of times our volunteers, like when you volunteer, you're around us all the time. When we're picking people for these awards, like I'm literally people watching who's got great attitudes, who's got the best costume, who had a cool gun, who did well at the match, who had an awesome campsite. As far as the Connor Honor, like which chick out here is just, she's like LARPing harder than the dudes, has a better attitude than a lot of these dudes. Like which chick needs this Connor Honor? Just so happened to be a chick LARPing as Sarah Connor, but she was just awesome. So we had to pick someone and it went to her. She wasn't the only one. I saw 3 Sarah Connors at Lethal Weapons, all of which were great. But, you know, can't give it to Rachel because that's playing favorites. So Alexis Starr won it, man.
Hey, and just like a little side note to that, you know, those type of awards we take very serious. We don't just like go out and spend 5 minutes figuring out who's going to win those. Like that's something that we spend the whole weekend. We talk about it. Hey, what about this person? What about that? And we really want to make sure that those awards go to someone who like really represents what we feel like is like our core culture for these events. So great job to y'all that won.
Someone said the dynamic targets were also more of those. Yeah, you know, Mike and Land really had some awesome targets, tons of movers. They literally had movers actuated from getting off of toilet seats. They had movers from stabbing targets with a big K-bar from Rambo. Lots of moving targets, lots of dynamic targets. I really got to give it to our match coordinators, Mike and Land. They did such a great job on this match. I'm going to play favorites, though. The Tony Montana stage, dude, was next freaking level. It was edgy. Probably wouldn't be allowed at a lot of competitions. But, dude, it was so cool.
Yeah, so what was y'all's favorite stage in the comments? I also am partial to the Tony Montana. stage. We had help from someone in the comments that was helpful with the prop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she'll comment about that here in a moment.
Gus Perez.
What's funny about the Tony Montana stage is I was telling Clay, I was like, there's going to be some guy. It's like, for whatever reason, maybe his job, he's going to say, I don't know if I can be filmed running this stage.
Yeah.
I heard the toilet stage. What was that? Lethal Weapons?
What the toilet stage was, it was the Lethal Weapons from the movie stage.
Yeah.
Charlie says, more vendors and more LARP. I agree. Every event should have more of that.
Yeah, I mean, next time, if there is a next time, we'll probably have a full year to really prepare and onboard vendors. We really had to do a lot on short notice. And like, something y'all really should know is that, like, when you reach out to a vendor with 4 months notice to throw an event together, it's not that they don't want to go. The majority of the time, they've already allocated all of their marketing budget for events, or they're already calendared up, every single weekend to be participating in stuff. So huge shout out to the vendors that were able to participate and make it out. I'm sure some of them had to analyze what they were doing that weekend and say, you know what, Lethal Weapons is a bigger deal. Let's go to that one. So
Adam Mendoza says, I think the drag race needs a sign letting everyone know it's free. Maybe some people didn't know. But yeah, so the drag race was totally free, and we ran out of ammo, man. I want to say the 9mm drag race bay ran through 2,000 rounds over 2 days. The rifle bay absolutely ran through 2,000 rounds of 223. We came home with like nothing, and probably another 500 rounds of 7.62x39. So
dude, those are rookie numbers, by the way. I was expecting we were going to go through a lot more ammo. That's just my opinion, though.
I thought so too. And we should do a crowd-o-meter on the dad LARP. We do, some of the awards we let the crowd decide. Like, we pick up 4 to 5 people that we think should win, and we let the crowd kind of cheer for who they want to win. Sometimes we get to pick, and that's just the way she goes.
Yeah, I think it's a little more personal sometimes when we get to pick on those type of awards, because I think, like, for example, on the Rad Dad Award, right? Like, that was personal for us. It wasn't just what they were LARPed as, or the fact that we knew that they were dad and son. It was like we actually got to like witness the father-son dynamic. You mentioned it in the award ceremony. It's like they were out there. What were they doing? The flags, or they were doing something, right?
And they were just working. They were doing the flags, and
Jason's yelling at Corbin, hey, put some mustard on it. He's like really there, like having a dad moment. We got to see that, like, front row seats.
So many things. Like, he kept saying, if Mr. Clay says to do something, like, you need to do it. You signed up to volunteer, so it's time to man up and volunteer. Like, he was just dad energy the whole time. And their relation, and I've been around these guys for years. I never knew that was his son. I just thought it was the same group of people coming out. I'm like, damn, man, this guy's bringing his son to all of our different events year after year. They volunteer almost every year, and they always get the hard jobs, which is driving stakes in the ground, landing teardrop flags. That's the job nobody wants to do, and they do it. And like, did it and showed up like 20 minutes later, like, all right, boss, we got everything done. What else you need? I'm like, you did not just land all those flags. They're like, yeah, got them all done. Like,
dude, and here's like another piece of that story that we didn't really get to tell, but it's that they have been coming out to Clash Bash since the first one we did out there. And I don't know if you remember this, Clay, but in 2020, pretty sure they volunteered. They've been volunteering every year, right?
Yep.
But I remember Corbin, he was younger, and his dad like kept pushing Corbin to come help. Like, even at the award ceremony when he wasn't even on shift to volunteer, Corbin kept coming up, can I help with something? Can I help with something? Can I help with something? Like, Jason was always pushing Corbin to come help. Like, anything else you need. 2022 or 21 at Clash Bash, same thing. Like, even though their shift was over, they were constantly hands-on helping. And man, I consider them like really a part of the family, because that's really what it feels like when they're around.
Word. Well, speaking of part of the family, I got a third guest I want to bring on here. He's been waiting down there. He looks like he's mostly clothed. For the most part, I know he can hear me right now. Harry Harris of weapons.
Harry.
Hey, so I was reading through comments.
Yeah, man.
Can you all hear me?
Cody,
Yep.
why do you have your real name? This is where you put your porn name, not weapon genetics, buddy.
I'll handle it.
Get with the program.
It's been a long week.
I like the robe, though.
I'll be honest. It has been a long. Y'all can hear me, right?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, check it out. I got the camera working. Yeah, I'm in a bathrobe. I've been sick all week.
Cody, stop stealing Wi-Fi from your neighbor.
Yeah.
dog.
Cody, your 3G network is sucking ass right now.
Let me remove him. I'll text him and I'll tell him to fix his signal. He's totally frozen.
I think that we need to see if we can get enough tips to get. Someone's asking $5 tip will he disrobe. I think if we get enough tips, Cody will do it. He might need a couple more beers though. Get that man some internet.
Oh, here we go. AK Everyday. Thank you so much for the Campsite Award. We love AKX events. Yeah, man. So the Campsite Award's cool. I think Cody's back. Let me pop him back in. So the Campsite Award, Saturday night, that's when we go to the campsite. And like I literally leave the party area and I take Rachel with me and we just walk. And if I find a campsite that is like you guys have lights out, you've got flags, you're cooking, there's a bunch of people hanging out, like it's just a poppin' campsite. That's usually the one I walk up, I'm like, hey, whose campsite is this? What the fuck is wrong with Cody? And if I can find the owner, then I'll take pictures. I usually go up to like 2 to 3 campsites that are really good. And then we all look at them later. I take pictures of them. We come back, we talk about it, and we decide who's going to be the one. And 2 years in a row, we've given away some really expensive thermal optics to the best campsite. And the reason for that is, it kind of plays into it, right? Like some of these guys are putting their campsites together in the middle of the night. They got there late. So, hey, you killed it at the campsite. Next year, you can put your campsite up in the dark with your thermals that you won at the last event.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we could add to the campsite is like we should go around and do a sample of everyone's food that they're cooking and do like best camp chef, and like the award be like one of these,
I like that. We should have a cook-off.
Yeah,
Like,
cook-off.
we should have
And
a
everyone
cook-off.
have a little table with a little sample cup like Costco, and you just walk around and take samples of everyone's shit. That would be hilarious.
Dude, can you imagine Kevin like presenting his basil dogs to us? He's like, today I've prepared a simple dish, but packed with flavor.
Yeah.
Basil dogs. So simple. Why has no one thought of it until now? I'm like, serves you one.
That would be so. Let's promote that. If we decide that we're going to still do events, let's maybe promote that at the next one. That would be really fun.
So let's see. Matrix and Scarface. I forgot there was a Matrix stage. They actually had a moving target. There, it was Agent Smith like hiding behind Morpheus sitting in a chair. That was a really cool idea. There was a Predator stage. Yeah, Predator was really cool. I know that was Mario's favorite stage.
I really think just as a whole, the entire match program that Dissident Arms did, they really deserve a golf clap for what they did, because like the compliments were through the roof. And we've been working with those guys for 5 years now, and it's taken us a while to go from having the match being very like traditional to what Mike and Lan are used to doing, to really like having them look at Kalash Bash and Lethal Weapons differently, as like, this is the place we're really gonna like go crazy with the fun factor on these matches. I really feel like those guys are in their element now, and I'm so excited to see what they do next.
So literally the guy that was LARPing as Leatherface, he's like, the secret's in the meat. If we do a campsite cook-off.
Dude, remember this was Friday night, and Clay and I are out regulating to make sure that people are parking where they're supposed to park and setting up their tents right. And remember, like there were these guys at their tent and they were walking away from it, and so they were leaving their tent unattended. And Clay and I like kind of came from the distance. So we're like pulling in front of their tent, and they're looking back at us, and we're over here like poo-pooing their tent. We're just like, yeah, doing this, and the guys are like, they're like, what, right? Like, dude, that was so much fun. But then right then and there, someone's like, did y'all hear that at Kalash Bash someone caught a rattlesnake and cooked it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the rattlesnake story is badass.
I figured you would have been a part of that, Cody.
No, not that one. I have eaten rattlesnake and water moccasin.
If someone's watching this and was at Kalash Bash, if somebody can confirm that is indeed a true story, the story was that a rattlesnake was caught, head chopped off, skin, and they cooked it.
I heard that story. I heard it. I'm sad I was not a part of it. I heard the story. Legit.
I would eat a bite of that if we did the food sample.
Rattlesnake's pretty good. It's pretty good. Water moccasin is not good.
Cody, I believe you.
So Cody says, Big Tex Ordnance gave me crawfish boil when I was walking around the camp looking for my drunk friend. Yeah, and so I know at the back of the campsite, there were dudes literally boiling crawfish. I don't think I've ever seen that at the campsite before.
All right, here's the deal. Let me give you a breakdown of the campsite. Front of the campsite, where we normally do all the shenanigans, was more of the normal people. As that calmed down, somebody said, dude, there's like a VIP party going on in the back of the campsite. I got to check it out. I go wandering back there. It's like Burning Man in the back of that field around an excavator. And on my way there, I found somebody cooking sausage. Oh, look at my finger. That thing looks weird on camera. I found somebody cooking sausage. One guy was boiling shrimp, like a giant shrimp boil, and they were good. I grew up, my dad was on a shrimp boat when I was born. I've eaten a lot of shrimp. This guy had some bomb shrimp. We ate his shrimp. We moved on. Yes, I do think there should be an award for best food at campsite. We got to the very back, the very farthest tent. A guy was boiling crawfish, and he was like straight up like had a old igloo cooler with like the lid that rotates forward with the little button. It was like, yeah, I'm boiling these things up, and we ate them.
I think I saw that. It was a mini pot though. It wasn't a huge one, right?
Yeah, actually, the guy that was boiling shrimp had a full size pot. The guy that was boiling crawfish had like a smaller one.
That was the black tip. Can't even say it. Black tip tactical guy.
Yeah, that was them.
Yeah.
Black
the guys that didn't want to move their truck.
Yeah, dude. And I'm always skeptical about because like I have like a slight allergy to crawfish, and I still eat them. I don't care. I got stung by a bee today. I was allergic to that too. Anyway, it was the ammo guy. The guy, not ammo guy. It was the guy with the black tip tactical. He was cool, man. I wandered up into their tent. I was like, hey, I'm a random guy. Let me walk up here and talk to y'all. They had a fire going. We sat and talked to them for a while. They were super cool. Actually, I'm going to link up with him because he's got rocket flares and maritime signaling smokes canisters. So I'll be getting some of those from him. So yeah, check them out. Cool guy, came out of nowhere. Never heard of this guy before. He's local. He's up in Brenham, I think, or Conroe or College Station. He's somewhere close. So no, cool dude. I don't like how I look on camera.
Hey, here's an interesting comment. Master Q says, yo, Kyber, I'm pretty sure I met you at St. Regis Ball Harbor, Miami, unless I'm tripping. You're probably not tripping. I used to live in Miami years ago. But we're talking like, what is it now, 2023? I mean, shit, dude. That was probably like 15 something years ago. But if it was back then there's probably a very good,
good memory.
Actually, I did take a trip to Miami a couple of years ago, but it probably wasn't then. But yeah, Ball Harbor, man. I used to go to that mall. I used to go to the beach down there. I used to live in Hollandale Beach, so that's not too far.
So hey, Lethal Weapons was amazing, right? Mm-hmm. But I got to call out a couple of LARPs that I didn't see. And I think the LARPs were probably my favorite part about Lethal Weapons. my mom came out, and my mom had a. It's like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. Even my mom commented that the LARPs were amazing. She's like, "Look at that guy. He looks like Al Qaeda." I'm like, "Yeah, he's dressed like Al Qaeda. It's pretty funny." But you know what I didn't see? A couple things. Y'all mentioned the Matrix. We didn't see any Matrix, which would be so easy. Get your girl in some like tight spandex. No, never mind. I'm not going to go there. Anyway, trench coat and MP5 would be great for Matrix LARP. Huge LARP that was missed. Rowdy Roddy Piper, They Live. Super easy. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen that
People
movie,
are probably
right?
taking notes, brother. You're giving them good ideas. I didn't see fake ATF guy, but I suppose we'll probably see him at Kalash Bash.
I'm so sad we did not see 10 people dressed up like fake ATF guy.
That would have been LARP of the century.
Oh, it would have been
Yeah.
great.
I would have been
I would
biased
have given that
and
guy.
just chosen that one for the award. There would have been no vote.
I think at the next Kalash Bash, we should literally do fake ATF guy award just to encourage as many people to show up as
Yes.
fake ATF guy.
Absolutely. Man, sorry. There was a couple of LARPs that I didn't see that I really was disappointed in not seeing.
What was your favorite LARP, Cody?
Oh, I'm fixing to get there, baby. My favorite LARP, Burt Gummer.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Burt Gummer rescued me from the Tremors. What's funny is there were two Burt Gummers, and they were so good, I thought they were the same person. I thought both Burt Gummers were the same guy. One night, we're walking through. Yes, I've had some substances in my body, and I fell in a giant hole. And AK Mario was going to rescue me, but luckily Burt Gummer was not far behind. And he came up and grabbed me up out of that hole. Luckily, it was only a prairie dog hole, but Burt Gummer had my back. And that's like a childhood dream come true. I got saved by Burt Gummer. Okay, look in the background. Burt Gummer's room influenced all of this. And Burt Gummer was at this event. Two Burt Gummers. It doesn't get any better than that. It's hard to beat that. That's like it's like losing your virginity.
Looks like we got confirmation in the comments about the rattlesnake. A gentleman by the name of Charlie is taking ownership of that one.
Charlie did that? That's Leatherface guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one who was telling me about it.
Damn.
Honestly, though, here's the deal. His Leatherface LARP, not gun related, but the best thing I've seen in years.
Oh,
He did the chainsaw ballet, which I've done the chainsaw ballet, but he did it so good. It blew my mind. Look at him. Everything about that. Amazing.
Yeah. That's a LARP that wasn't just the outfit. It was like you were like dancing in the mirror, making sure your moves are right. You had like the sling on the chainsaw the right height. You even chose like the right color and the right type of chainsaw.
Everything. Unbelievable. I dressed in like, if y'all seen my Halloween outfits, I go really big for Halloween. And I'm a big Leatherface fan. I have a chainsaw. The blade is laser engraved. The saw is family. Big Leatherface fan. Ed Gein fan. He did it so good. I just blown away. Just blown away. I mean, I call it a ballet. When he's out there and it's really hard to swing a chainsaw. It's not easy. And he swings it. You know in Boondock Saints when Defoe is doing the ballet, he's reenacting it. It's that.
Yeah, hey, if anyone has that video, send it, DM it to the Lethal Weapons Instagram. I'll pull it up live. If someone has the video of him swinging the chainsaw around the fire.
So when he came out, right after Matt lit the fire, he came out and he was doing
I muted him. That was super loud.
when Leatherface was out there doing the dance right after Matt came, I was like, dude, how awesome would it be just to cut to like classical music, slow motion, him dancing.
Amazing. I wouldn't be mad if he came as that again.
I love all these people bringing up Ace Ventura in the comments because I fucking LARPed at Ace Ventura at the campground one year and nobody fucking knew what was going on. They
No
just were
one
wondering
knew
why I
what
was
it
wearing a
was.
damn tutu.
Ace Ventura is a great LARP. It is. It's a great LARP.
Oh,
People were
dude,
like,
it was so
"What's with
funny.
the tutu, Tony?"
Tony did the whole thing. He did the tutu, the combat boots,
Yeah.
the
I
hair,
remember that.
and he's
Why
walking
did he do
around,
it?
and he's like walking up to people like, "Hey," and nobody got it. They just thought it was. They thought Tony was trying to be funny and wear a tutu with combat boots. No one got it.
Hey,
I was like,
here's
"Coach is
another-
gonna put me in." They're like, "Okay, dude."
Here's
chill."
another huge LARP that got messed up. Wolverines. Where was Patrick Swayze with the underwear around his head? With like the, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't see any of those. Ooh,
I didn't see any Wolverines. Really, really disappointing.
this was a good one
Dude,
from the Goonies.
super
Oh, shit.
underrated LARP. Amazing. Thank you guys. I love it.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was amazing. Let me think. I had some other LARPs in my mind that now.
Hold on, I've got of
I'm
course
gonna make a peeps. I'll be right back.
Hannah as Hulk Hogan with the fake mustache was awesome.
Dude,
And dude, the baby ear pro was so funny.
dude, that kid's a trooper.
Yeah,
Like it's hard as an adult to make it all the way through that event. That kid's like, they're raising that kid right. And you know what? My kid and her kid are about the same age. They're gonna be competing someday.
we had a Bob Ross. Dude, he had the easel, he had the paint board, he had everything. He was walking around with paintbrushes. It was so good. He was denim head to toe. Awesome.
No, he was good. He was good, but here's the deal. Let me ask you this, Clay. If Bob Ross was gonna carry a gun, what's he carrying?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know the answer.
He looks good with an FAL, but I would say I could see Bob Ross rocking a Dirty Harold with a 44 Magnum. I think that would be like spot on.
I'll be honest. I look at Bob Ross. He's a patient man.
Yeah.
I think he's a bolt action.
That was
guy.
a great LARP. I like that one.
Which brings me to my next thing. People in the comments, how many of y'all want this next match to have a bolt gun division?
Yeah, I want that too.
Dude, think about it. Springfield 03A3s. Everybody's got a freaking garbage rod Mosin Nagant in their closet. You got FR8s. You got K98s. You got infield rifles. And every one of these guns can have a bayonet on it.
Yeah.
And there could be a stage that you only get to compete, like 100%. You can only get a perfect score at the stage if your gun has a bayonet on it.
Yeah, I love the idea of incorporating bayonets on a stage. I've always brought it up to Mike and Lan. I'm like, man, if there's ever a way we can incorporate it, like if the guy's gun has a bayonet, is there a way he can use it and like shave a
Yes.
little time off? That would be awesome.
Here's the deal. Imagine this. A guy's at he's got a micro Uzi, which comes with a bayonet. He's at the 200-yard stage. Bow, bow, bow. He can't hit the 200-yard stage. You know what? Screw it. He pulls bayonet out of frog, sticks it on the gun, runs the 200 yards, stabs target. I think he should get. I don't think that should be a failure to engage or whatever you guys call it. I think that should be it. If he runs
wouldn't
it,
be
he
a
stabs
failure
it.
to engage or neutralize. It just would add what, like a fucking minute?
I don't know how far can you run
Yeah.
200 yards because a failure to neutralize is 20 seconds, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's like plus 10. Yo, we got to talk about, I don't know why we haven't brought it up yet. We got to talk about the guy that won the LARP award. It was awesome.
Was it Spaceman?
It was Space Force.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I got to try to
Unbelievable.
find a picture of him. I
Unbelievable.
know I've got it.
What was it that we made them do? Was it the Arnold Schwarzenegger? Was it the Arnold Award?
The best LARP, we had the crowd vote.
Yeah, but they had to do something still. It wasn't just a vote.
No, they didn't have to do anything. They just came up.
Oh, really?
Dude, Spaceman, like that shit, like he automatically gets VIP status for the next 2 years.
Dude, he shot the match like this
That's commitment right there.
with the Moon 16. Shot
We
it
shouldn't
like
have
that.
him on the live stream, but he has to wear the LARP.
Yeah.
Dude, look at his charging handle. It's in the carry handle.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah, dude. So I saw his helmet up close. Like everything looked awesome in person. Like
No,
it was
dude,
a
that
really
gun is
well
bad.
put together suit.
No, dude, that guy's a G. Like that's badass. That shit's
So
awesome.
I'll golf clap that LARP
Yeah.
for sure. That was really fucking good.
So the way that we do it, we walk around and we pick the LARPs. So our contestants we picked Bob Ross. We picked De Niro from Heat. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Great LARP. Dude, there were so many people LARPing as Heat. It was hard to keep up, but this one was really good. We picked, of course.
Yeah, Riley's was really good.
We picked that one.
Man, just the commitment. And you know what? I wasn't even expecting it. That's what got me is like I expected Heat. I expected, Terminator. I was not ever expecting a spaceman to show up.
Oh, no, it was great.
I thought
And,
Falling Down was another good one.
Falling Down was a good one right here. This one was
Yeah,
awesome. He
Falling
had
Down
the
was
Uzi
great.
and everything. Dude, he had the pocket protector, the exact glasses, the tie, everything.
Okay.
It was spot on.
So here's the deal. My guy Matt had the exact outfit. Had the Tech 9, had the baseball bat. When he walked up to our booth, Matt was like, "Oh, I got the same thing." And the guy goes, "Yeah, dude, I really went all out. I got the pocket protector." And Matt goes, "Oh, I didn't get the pocket protector." And
He
Matt
felt
looks the guy up and down and
insufficient in
goes,
that moment.
Matt looks the guy up and down and goes, "Yeah, you got it. I'm not dressing up." It's like he did it so perfect. He was like, "You got it, dude. It's all you."
Yeah, this guy was great. And this guy said, "Oh, this isn't the only LARP. I brought multiple LARPs for multiple days." Like, dude, this one's awesome. You have more costumes in your car? And he
I
did.
did the same thing, but I didn't put any of mine on.
And bro, you got to give it up to the classic dad look. I mean, my man's rocking Nikes, the tube socks, the jean shorts, the braided belt. Okay, that's next level. His glasses are in a leather pouch. Okay, he's got the digital watch. He's pew pew pointing at you with the pistol hand. He's got Reagan 1984
Whoa,
political hat
that
on. Yeah.
I remember that guy. Yeah, that guy's cool.
Hey,
Dude.
I have an idea, and I think we just need to go ahead and fucking take a vote on it right now. I think it's time that we expand the best LARP vote, or the best LARP award, so that we're honoring multiple people that LARP.
I think
Just
so.
think about it, dude.
I think there could just
Several
be a dad
hundred people
division.
fucking LARPed, right? What do you think? Can we vote? Can we get a unanimous on this one?
Yeah, dude.
So, wait. So what are you saying? You're saying like best LARP that's gun related, best LARP period?
Right, exactly. They have categories.
Yes.
So we can do best LARP that's like when you're a kid, like the best job, so like the astronaut, right?
Yeah.
We can do like best movie LARP, right? I mean, based on what we're seeing a lot of, right? And just build categories around that.
Yeah, dude. There could be a dad category, like right here.
Right. We could do best meme LARP.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
People LARPing as memes.
Oh, dude. Yes. So like maybe three categories.
Yeah, I think that's a good jump from one. Let's jump to 3 LARP categories, and then promote that, so people can decide like what category they want to LARP as.
I like that.
I like it.
We got Don Johnson from Miami Vice, #1 show.
Mhm.
I saw 2 Don Johnsons. That was a popular LARP. Heat, I definitely saw at least 4 or 5 people. But the Commando store chest rigs had just come out.
Yes.
So a ton of people snagged them. And dude, the timing was great,
Dude.
with the launch of these
Think
things.
about the actual usability of that. I'm just waiting for these to show up in an actual crime. Or not crime, but liberation of the country or whatever you want to call
Actual
it.
crime.
We could do like a LARP that is like crossing the line LARP, right? Like one that is
Oh,
controversial.
yes. I like it. I saw 2 Indiana Joneses. The Indiana Jones was a great LARP, and I never even thought about it. And he uses guns, so it's perfect.
No, I gotta find. Dude, let me find Kyle. Kyle on Saturday had one of the simplest,
Yep.
best '90s movie LARPs ever. I gotta find his.
John
Instagram
Hammond.
here.
Man, I don't know. Behind Enemy Lines LARP was pretty hardcore
Man,
and super subtle.
Dude, the
What is-
Jurassic
what-
Park LARP was insane. Dude had a fucking mosquito cane.
Look, he's in the chopper with the mosquito cane.
Yeah.
He was literally driving around going, "I spared no expense," and he was
He
walking
said he
around.
made that. He made the
Right.
cane, which is freaking awesome.
You know,
Dude, he had the
another
hat with
LARP,
everything.
another LARP award could be like a vendor LARP. Like what vendor showed up in the best LARP?
Yes. Then me and Matt would have put our LARPs on. I I brought my costume for Billy from Predator. I brought my Mujahideen outfit. And it doesn't matter. I didn't wear any of it because I was too. Oh shit!
Oh, I see Kalash Kamaz in the comments. He had a great LARP on Sunday. He was the behind enemy lines guy, the guy that was hunting
Yes.
Owen Wilson the whole time.
That's
It
what I'm
was
talking
so
about.
good.
That was a super underrated LARP.
So good.
Super subtle, super badass, and he nailed it. It was perfect.
Super Geo Killer tips $5. He says, "How long did the whiskey last I gave you, Clay and Tony?" I still have mine. I dipped into that a lot. We karaoke'd Friday night. I'd say I'm about a quarter to halfway through.
I'm pretty sure mine is cached because I drank some a couple nights ago, and then I think I drank some either last night or the night before, and I think that wrapped it up. The Tullamore Dew?
Yeah.
Sure.
Of course, we had Brand Danowitz come out rocking. Dude, the Commando store rigs were everywhere. I bet I saw a dozen of them. And
They're awesome.
they put 2 of them on the prize table. I believe Alexis won one with the Connor honor. I
Hell
think.
yeah. You
And
know
I
what?
don't remember who got the other one.
The two went with Sons of Liberty guns.
I
That's
saw
right,
several
okay.
Sarah Connor award or Connor LARPs. It does it for me, man.
Bro, one of the good Sarah Connor LARPs. Daniel Fisher from Halcyon, his wife was there dressed as Sarah Connor. Dude, I saw her one time. She was chilling, right? She had made a Terminator T2 head,
Head 3D printed.
3D
Yes.
printed with all the wires hanging out and like a spine, like she had ripped it out of a
Yes.
of a Terminator, and she was walking around with it. I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea.
Dude,
So many
and I-
Sarah Connors.
Dude,
I
that
wanted to
is
get a
great,
picture
yeah.
of her with the head because I brought the Terminator shotgun, the lever action,
Yeah.
and I just could not orchestrate. But yeah, she had that whole skull. She actually offered it. She was like, "Here, do you want it?" I was like, "No, bring it back next year. We'll do photos." I secretly do want that Terminator head. But yeah, that thing was bad. Yeah, she was awesome. Pretty badass LARP right there. Sarah Connor. I mean, there's like if I could name 3 movies that totally influenced me to be in the gun world, it's Tremors, Terminator, and Predator.
Ooh, the
Top 3.
Tremors. That was one of the guys we called up for Best LARP, right?
I hope so.
No, so we called up Leatherface, we called up Bob Ross, Space Force,
Yeah.
the guy from Heat, and man, I
Dude.
think that was it. I think we called up 4.
Maybe
I
it was
gotta elaborate. I gotta elaborate on Burt Gummer. One of the Burt Gummers wasn't just Burt Gummer. He was Burt Gummer and his wife Reba McEntire. She had a red wig
Dang.
and the full deal. She had like gator skin boots on. And here's the deal: if you've ever seen the original Tremors movie, Reba McEntire in the movie is hot. My dad had a huge boner for Reba McEntire in that movie. She got Winchester Model 70. She's going, "Bert, I can't even get penetration with the elephant gun." Like, oh man, Reba in that movie. Tell you what.
Hold on,
So
I got
instead-
you. Hold that thought, Cody.
We should get the tank as our shuttle from camp. We were talking about doing that with the Hummers, like maybe get a couple Hummers and just have people jump in.
So this is who you're talking about right here, right?
Yeah, she's
Yes.
pretty hot there. Let me see. Is that the 375 H&H Magnum? Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
there's
You
the
broke
gun
in the
one.
wrong god dog rec room. Look at that. She's got the M16. Bert's got the G3. Just
Uh-oh, that dial up.
Cody.
the Bert Gummer hat.
Cody does not compute.
Look at that. There you go. Yeah, I like it. Just she's hot.
So yeah, back to
I don't know. Maybe
back
it's just me,
to
but I gotta think
this.
for a reason.
Here, check this out. So this was
Little
is
stank. What the
interesting.
heck?
yeah, that's been your name this whole time. So
That's some bull crap.
So John Blaschke, one of the range owners, calls me randomly one day. I'm in a hotel room for my day job, and he's like, John is like, okay, you have 2 guys that run that property. You have Matt. He is like, he's the guy that has to make it all happen. He's the logistical guy. He does all the hard stuff. John is like the dreamer. He's got all the crazy ideas. He's the guy behind Gun-NATO with all the machine guns.
Yeah.
He just says yes to everything. He's like, oh, I love it. So he calls me one day and he's like, hey, I have an idea for your event. I'm like, cool, hit me. He's like, do you want a tank? I'm like, well, yeah, I want a tank. I can't pull that off. He goes, well, I know a guy.
Well, no, guy.
He's like, I'm fixing the guy's cannon right now. I think when I'm done, maybe I can talk him into bringing it out.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, no shit. So this dude is local to Eagle Lake. Impresario is the name of the company. They've got a big piece of property where they bring out kids. It's basically like Boy Scouts with tanks. They bring you out there to teach you how to hunt, teach you how to fish, live off the land, teach you about tanks and guns and all kinds of cool stuff. Dude was really, really interesting, and he's got all kinds of shit, dude. This guy apparently has some special licensing for like high explosives. If you end up following Impresario on Instagram, they remanufacture rifle grenades for M1 Garands and Yugo SKSs, and they basically make them live. And he has videos of him cooking them off in his cow field, and they're making craters. They do really cool stuff at Impresario. You should definitely check these guys out. But it's super cool to have them out there. And that tank right there is totally registered. It is fully equipped. You know, most tanks, like at drive tanks, they have to fire them from a ripcord from outside the tank. It's very difficult to have the proper licensing to have one actually cook off from the trigger on the inside. This one is fully functional.
Damn.
The tank is functional, and the trigger actually cooks off the round. You can shoot it from the inside. It's like totally unmolested, and he's one of the few people that can own
for
that.
every American.
Yes.
So I'm gonna derail you guys real quick. I got some really bad news for every single person that's shot at Lethal Weapons. It's pretty bad.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Every single shooter is disqualified.
Why?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there were no optics allowed on the firearms at Lethal Weapons, correct? Everybody that shot the cannon, which had an optic on it. You're all fired. That was an optic. It was a vintage optic, but you all used a firearm with an optic.
It was a prop.
Therefore, somebody obviously didn't shoot that gun and gets first place.
Well, since everyone shot it, they all have the same penalty, so it all just defaults back to the normal rules of the match.
And it was blanks, so it doesn't count. So
Damn. That's what I'm going to tell the judge whenever I rob the bank. I was using blanks.
So I
Just
want to go back to Matt and John very quick. We can't talk about those guys, especially on a live stream, without me at least very briefly mentioning the solid that those fellows did for me Friday.
Damn.
So,
Pretty
I'm sure
badass.
a lot of y'all probably heard this, but I'll make it very quick. On my way into the venue on Thursday, like my truck full of shit, I'm heading out there to get shit done. About halfway into Eagle Lake, so I'm about an hour and a half away, I guess. So about halfway in, my AC cut out. It's done that before, so I really didn't think much of it. Plus, I'm going like 90 miles an hour in my lifted truck. I'm like, fuck it, I got to get to the range, got to get there. So as I'm pulling in, I'm slowing down. I roll my window down. I can hear a noise and like a burning smell, and I realize, shit, something's not good. So pull up, Clay's there. I'm like, y'all, I need an opinion on something. Pop the hood, and sure enough, we can see the AC compressor on the front of my truck's basically eating itself alive. Like it's like barely hanging on for dear life. Like still trying to figure out how a belt didn't pop loose at that time.
And he had no gas in it.
So it was very bad. Obviously, at that point, it's like there's not really anything I can do other than try to figure out, send it somewhere to get it fixed, get it towed out of there, or just fucking park it and deal with it another time. But, obviously it was not going to be a good deal. None of the shops in town were able to take it. So Matt Shockey, the guy we were talking about earlier, he's like, sends me with a parts list of shit that I need. He's like, this is the compressor, here's the dryer, here's all the shit you need. Just go get the parts, we'll fix it. So Pascal let me borrow his rental. Ran to O'Reilly, got the parts. It was like $450.
Damn,
Come
another
back to the
baller.
range, and right then and there, dude, pulled my truck into the shop, took that shit apart, put a new compressor, new dryer, and charged it, new Freon, everything. Took us about 4 to 5 hours, and they did it right then and there on the spot so that we didn't have to fuck with it later on. It's like, can't get that service anywhere. And I've got a really awesome idea for something I'm going to do for Matt for doing that for me.
Freaking baller. Imagine, like, that's like, I mean, it's hard to call 3 of your best friends and be like, dude, my truck took a shit. Come help me fix it.
Right.
They did it the day before a huge event. Like, when you talk, because I called you when you were like, dude, I can't talk. They're freaking changing out my compressor. I'm like, man, you need a vacuum pump and argon and stuff for that or whatever. And you were like, yeah, they got it all. They're doing it. I was like, what? Damn.
Yeah.
That's what blew
Did
me
you see
away.
that picture I sent you, Clay, of the neon sign that I'm thinking about doing?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But I know where you're going with this, because so while Matt was screwing with your truck, you know, shit's still happening in the background. We're still building this event. I call Matt. He answers the phone. He's like, Shocky's free truck service repair. How can I help you? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. And what was so crazy about the whole thing, not only do they help you fix it without skipping a beat, they had great attitudes the whole time. And then afterwards, they literally added Freon and recharged the entire system and had all the tools to do so right there in their shop.
How many people even know how to do that? Not very many. That's impressive.
It was him and John. They both were in there, like, and they weren't just like, it's good enough. They were like, no, we need to redo it.
No, we got to rebalance it.
Right.
That's impressive. Because if
They're
you
like,
showed it in my shop, I'd be like,
is the temperature of the AC to your satisfactory, Tony? We can make it colder. Like,
yeah.
dude, I know if it was me, I'd have been like, listen, I'm going to make it to where your belt survives and you're going to drive this piece of shit home and then go fix it yourself.
Here's
Yeah,
what
they
I got.
went the whole
You got
night.
a Sonic cup full of ice. Hold that in front of the air vent while you drive home. Like,
That's what I was expecting, is that they would just get it put back together enough for me to get home, but for them to go all the way. Matt's got his grease gun. He's like hitting my suspension. He's like, oh, your shit hasn't been greased in forever. He's like,
well, let me do this. Let me realign this for
And
you,
he started greasing all the joints.
right.
That was so funny.
dude. We had one of my guys. We built the gun for him 2 days before the match. He comes in, he signs, and he registers. He leaves. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go sight this gun, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't know, I'm screwed up somehow on the times and what time you had to be back before the gate closed. But anyway, he got stuck at the RV place. They had some kind of problem with his RV. And you know, they're not letting people in, blah blah blah. He's like, well, I'll just sleep in the RV. Matt took care of it, pulled the guy up, rolled out his window, talked to him for a couple minutes, was like, you're good. What have you done? He's like, oh, I've already logged in. He's like, okay, well, just in case, log back in again, go to the website, do the waiver a second time, blah, blah, blah. Did all that. Man, those guys took care of us really, really, really well. And it's funny, Matt didn't even recognize me at first. He's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm Cody, you know me, Weapon Genetics. He's like, yeah, I should have just said I'm the guy that sleeps under the table at my own tent.
Yeah.
However, I will say that customer, we built that gun 2 days before the match. I think he took 4th place.
Oh, nice.
Good. With a Galil. So
Yeah, Richard says the ability to call up 3 buddies to handle that problem is an extremely underrated flex. It really is, man.
yeah,
Having homies that you can just call and say, yo, I need a freaking favor, and some people just show up and fix your shit.
Right.
Very rare these days.
Usually that call's like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I don't know. Why? I need
Yeah.
help moving.
exactly.
You're breaking up.
The only thing that's harder than that is like, hey, I got to move this weekend. Can you come help me move? There's a lot of buddies. There's a lot of stuff I'll do on cars. I'll help people with, but doing AC stuff, that shit scares me. Like,
Yeah,
you get the high pressure side and the low pressure side mixed up.
When they were doing the recharge, there was a Schrader valve that had failed, and like they were having to like pull the old one out and put a new one in fast enough to not lose pressure, to not have to do the whole vacuum again. So they got like gloves on, and they're like, "Okay, ready?" It was like they had a tool for it, and they were able to get the new Schrader in without losing enough pressure and having to do a vacuum. So that was kind of funny to watch. Definitely sketchy.
Dude,
You mentioned earlier Pascal.
he's awake right now?
Homie, Well, yeah, he works night shifts. So right now he's he's what, 7 hours ahead of us right now.
Oh,
But speaking of Pascal,
good
man,
morning, Pascal.
this dude has come to Texas specifically twice within 6 months to shoot guns with a bunch of Texans in a field. All right. Man, I can't say enough about Pascal. And look, he's a freaking Texan now. Look at this guy. He's got the boots. He's got the whole thing. He's
So
got a
last
tractor
night-
hanging out with cows.
Last night, I've got a baby that's throwing up, and I'm watching this movie called The World's Fastest Indian. And it's about this guy who comes from New Zealand just to race cars. And I'm thinking, this is like Pascal. This guy spends all of his money to come to America to shoot guns and hang out with a bunch of Texans. Like, how much of a badass do you have to be that, like, that's your goal? I'm going to come to Texas, and I'm going to do it time after time again with the world's best attitude. I'm going to bring people presents and gifts, and I'm going to totally indulge themselves in the Texas culture.
He had a jersey made and everything. Like, he literally had his own jersey made. Had
That's
Hunter's
super-
Gold on there, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, super baller status. Like, I'm not big on foreigners, you know.
Yeah.
But
Look, check out the jersey. He had that jersey made just for Lethal Weapons match.
We took a vote while he was in town, and we officially made him a part of our wolf pack. Like, he is a legitimate
he's a
inner
wolf
circle wolf pack member.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
That's a big deal.
yeah, that's not a small thing. And once you're in, you're in. We kind of
You're
do the
in.
whole blood in, blood out thing with the wolf pack. So,
Yep.
that's
Well,
the
we
deal.
gotta have at least one foreigner, you know. Now,
Yeah.
Pascal was cool.
Yeah,
dude. He
Cody
bought
goes,
cigars.
we have our one foreigner now. right after we do it. And he got to do the helicopter, and Pascal was one of the only general admission / attendees, like non sponsor, that they let shoot full auto out of the chopper. Like, no one else got to do that except, you know, some of the famous people or the people that were sponsoring the event. Pascal got to go full auto. And
So I've
that
been
was
to
freaking
Knob
cool.
Creek. I've been to Knob Creek. I've been to Big Sandy. I've been to machine gun shoots all over the country. I've seen a lot of weird shit, helicopters. Never been to a machine gun shoot or a sporting event that's farm related at all, where there was a helicopter flying people around shooting at targets. Pretty freaking amazing, guys.
Yeah, that was next level stuff for sure.
Definitely next level. That company, I hope they come to the next one. Because
No wonder that guy went to the ER. I just saw him doing push-ups at the campsite. Remember the No Remorse Coffee guy?
Oh yeah.
That he got dehydrated? In
Yeah.
Pascal's video, he was out there doing push-up contests, and we were like, how did he go to the ER? Like, apparently he got dehydrated or something.
I
Yeah,
saw him walking around the campground like at 11 o'clock or whatever, and he definitely was in zombie mode at that time.
Yeah. The next morning, I saw him. I was like, where were you in the hospital? He was like, last night. I was like, what? Hey, that's Rob. Look at that. Yeah. I was like, you were in the hospital? How'd you even get out of the camp? You should just, I think I have an IV bag in the back of the Tacoma. You should just came over.
Oh my God, dude. Speaking of Rob, I can't tell this story here, but oh my God.
Oh, there's more to it than that.
The helicopter thing. I wish I could tell it now, but I feel like I shouldn't.
Nah,
But,
you should.
oh my God, it was so funny.
The
No,
what?
that's good.
I gotta
Rob,
hear this. I'm not
Rob,
sure I'm in the loop on this one.
I can't.
We'll tell you later.
It's a little.
All you need
It's,
to know is that
I can't say it
good
on
people
camera.
come out to Kalash Bash, and good people came out.
Just
think
when it
what-
was getting good.
I think what Cody's trying to say is people get frisky at the campsite.
So hang on a second. Who are we talking about?
Cody, pause for a second. Okay, good. He paused.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Dude, I just feel like that camera's gonna fall just the right way, and you are gonna Britney Spears that camera. It's just gonna look right up your freaking tunic at your nutsack.
Do it. All right, so back to
Mark
the
Vance.
topic of question.
I can't.
Mark
I
Vance.
can't. I can't say it on camera.
Hold on, but who are we talking about? I'm just totally lost.
This is
Rob.
Rob,
Rob is my,
one of Cody's
Rob's my-
helpers.
Yeah, he's my volunteer employee. If that's-
Got it.
he's
Got
my
it. So something happened with that guy.
What's it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's a volunteer employee? Someone that you don't pay?
He's a part.
Yeah, am I right?
Well, we give him ammo, dude. One time,
Oh, wait,
Rob
wait, hold on,
shot-
hold on. Is Rob in the comments right now? Is it Rob Becker?
Yes, that's him.
Okay. I'm absolutely not telling this story then. If he's
All right, Rob, why don't you tell us the story in the comments? Because this is going to be
I
juicy.
can't tell. No, I don't want to. I can't say it.
Rob is a AK-47 encyclopedia. He's the youngest guy probably at our event. Well, it's one of the youngest. He speaks Russian. He's so into AKs, he speaks Russian. That's how big Rob is into AKs. Guy's a fucking genius. And he also has a giant. So y'all know.
I can't, dude. Everyone's I can't say it. Rob, if you give me permission, I will, but I won't do it without your permission.
No, dude, I gotta give a shout out, dude. My team, Graham, Victoria, Big Dick Rob, Matt. Dude, Matt was so clutch. The only reason I survived the weekend was because of Matt. Matt kept me alive the whole weekend. But dude, my team of guys, we may not make a lot of money, but good freaking people. Good people. I just it's hard to describe unless you've been around us what kind of hell I put these people through. And they just come through, especially Rob. And Rob, I know you're hearing this. We have something planned for you. It's coming.
What if Rob gives his consent? It wouldn't be the first time he gave consent. That's all I'll say about that.
Oh. Yeah, it's not in my hands.
These comments are so funny.
Yeah, Big Dick Becker. Big Dick Becker sounds pretty good. Big Dick Rob, Big
good.
Dick Becker.
Oh man.
Man, cool thing about this, dude, I think that this event actually pumped a lot of people up for iron sight stuff. I've had a lot of people contact me like, hey, I want to build a gun that's just iron sight. What's a good recommendation? The problem is I've been sick for the last couple of days, but
we have consent, gentlemen.
We have consent. We have consent, Cody.
I'm not telling the story.
All right, so there I was. I was at the campsite, right? And I'm standing next to Graham. Graham's to my left. Some of you know Graham. He drives the big yellow school bus out there to the campsite and cooks breakfast.
Cooks a ton of food.
Now, remember, Rob's a young guy, okay? I don't want you thinking he's like a 40-year-old dude. Rob's a young guy, young stud on the prowl, right? Young tomcat on the prowl. So the helicopter, like this is like early. This had to be like early Friday. So the campsite's kind of empty, and I've seen the helicopter land and take off for the first time. I'm like, dang. So I whip the golf cart in, and I run over there right to the edge of the chain link fence, and I'm like filming it. And I'm like, damn, like I haven't seen it take off yet.
Wait, hold on. I had seen Rob like hours before this, and then Rob disappeared for a while.
Okay. This is after that. Okay. So I've got my phone out, and I've got my helpers right to the right. They can vouch for me. Okay. The helicopter takes off, and I'm like, holy shit. It flies right over the top of us and just strafes a bunch of tents. And I remember thinking in that moment, like, dude, the helicopter was so close. I didn't even feel any rotor rash. It didn't knock any tents down. I'm just like, dang. So I look over at Graham, and Graham's standing next to Rob, and I'm like, Graham, oh my God, it was so cool, bro. It was so close. And I didn't even feel it. I didn't feel the wind. He's like, nice. Rob just got his first blowjob. Like, all right, Rob, how was it? And he goes, I mean, good. Like,
I remember this. So I remember that conversation happening. But did it happen at Lethal Weapons, or it happened before Lethal Weapons?
This is at Lethal Weapons. This is at the campsite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Friday before it started. And I mean, my rule is there's no such thing as a bad blowjob. But if you pay $5 for a blowjob, it's probably going to hurt. I mean, the worst you ever had was good while you were getting it.
I just remember Graham didn't give a shit about what I was asking about the chopper. He goes, that's cool. Rob just wants a blowjob.
Yes.
So is this
Both of
on
these
Friday?
people both of them are representatives of Weapon Genetics. I only hire the best candidates.
So can we get a golf clap for Rob? Lane,
Hey.
just dude, I don't know what's up with our campsite. There's something in the water. Maybe it's the bug spray that's going to give everyone mesothelioma, makes everyone horny or something. But dude, stuff happens at the campsite.
I'm telling you,
People get horned up out there for sure.
I was at the normal campsite, partying with the people, with the fire, doing the thing, catching rats, and then people were like, "Hey, you gotta check out the VIP party. It's in the back." I'm like, "All right, let's go check this out." And it was like, I went from like a normal rave to Burning Man, like Burning Man 1999. There were tents everywhere, and people were like doing things. And next thing you know, I'm like, "Man, this is weird. I gotta go pee," and I'm in the back peeing, and all of a sudden, Ethan is standing next to me brushing his teeth. I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" He's like, "Brushing my teeth." What are you doing? I'm like, "I'm peeing." He's like, "You about to go to bed too?" I was like, "No, I'm fixing to party." Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, everyone's saying we need to give an award. We need to give a blowjob award. That's hilarious.
Well, I think Rob won it. I think Rob got the blowjob.
We need a big dick Rob
The
shirt.
blowjob is the award.
We need Rob just to show up with a shirt that says "Big Dick Rob's back in town."
Yeah.
He could just stroll around the campsite.
He's like, hide your moms. Here we go.
Lock them up. Lock them up,
Dude,
ladies.
I was actually kind of worried about my mom showing up at this event. I mean, you got Dirty Dick Diaz, you got Big Dick Rob, you got Mike Pappas. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's
a lot of heavy hitters.
So who was the chick?
Yeah, Rob. What happened? I need details.
Oh my God, it could be my mom.
Cody, do you know the details?
I know. I've heard rumors. Rob's a very he doesn't kiss and tell.
He doesn't kiss and tell. I can tell he's a gentleman.
Well, it's only polite, but
I can't even get Rob to tell me what he paid for certain guns.
Could you at least tell us if it happened?
Was it a
event?
female? That's what we're really trying to figure out here. Was it a chick?
But did it happen at the event, or did it happen shortly before the event? That's what I gotta know.
Rob's like, I don't know. The night vision was not fully working.
That's funny.
Dude, one thing I will say about this event versus other events, I brought out the whole family, and I think it was a family event. I think it was good.
I thought it was so cool that your family got to watch you in your element at the awards ceremony. And you know what's so funny, dude? Is I think out of all the times that we've kind of let you do your thing in the beginning, this one was the best one. You were like hitting, you were running around. We had the America, fuck yeah. Like, man, we were just laughing so hard. That was so much fun. You were in the zone for sure.
Man, this event was very different for me, man. I just wanted to have fun at this event. I didn't do machine gun rentals. We didn't do any giveaways. We didn't do any crazy. I mean, we did some giveaways, but we didn't do anything crazy. I just was like, man, I'm so stressed with having a new kid and employees and stuff. I wanted to just have fun. I wanted all my guys to relax, and we had a blast. I think Matt was blown away, actually. He was like, dude, now I see why you do all this. It's for this. Like, we'll work an entire year keeping Weapon Genetics alive so that we can do these events.
The Lion King moment. So there was a moment. Cody's doing the thing. We have a big prize table separate from the main prize table. It's a bunch of smaller stuff that we just need Cody to give out to all the early birds that take seats. Cody's naturally quick on the mic, right? So we throw him a mic and he's rapping to the crowd, doing his thing. And he starts getting like super patriotic. He's like, because it's America, Patriot this and America that. Anyway, I'm going to give out a bunch of stuff. And he gets this box full of shit. And I had America Fuck Yeah queued up and we crank it up.
Which I had no idea.
Cody's got a cowboy hat and he's like running to the beat. It's just America. The whole crowd, fuck yeah. Cody's freaking just handing shit out. And you just see him like behind the crowd. You just see this hat bouncing to the beat. And it was so good. And then he runs and he's all done. And his baby's in the crowd. You just see a baby raise out of the crowd. He like presents his baby to everybody. And he takes it back down.
Dude, it's all about the crowd, dude. The people, man. Everybody there, they get me riled up. The people are so excited to be there. Everybody's like super excited to be an American and have our guns and everything else, dude. I couldn't do it right now, but when I'm in the right group of people, I'm around good people. It makes me so proud and so happy to be here and be a part of this thing.
This is something really cool that we did. It was an air guitar challenge.
Oh, that was good.
So we basically pulled 4 people up at random and had 4 heavy hitting songs from the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And we gave them 30 to 40 seconds to air guitar and shred. And we had Mike Michalski there judging to see who would win a really cool Sons of Liberty package. And the ending was pretty freaking cool. Every single one of them gave it 110%, by the way. Dude, the freaking lady shredding Van Halen Eruption. Come on.
Dude, you killed it too,
So this guy just went through a divorce and had nothing to lose, man. Risking his life on the table, dude. Thank God we had waivers.
Well, before your time, they really good music. You're right now. You ready?
With the power slide.
That was a nice move, dude.
Right. That was so sick. So we had one prize on the table. We were like, last gun, everyone. Thanks for staying. Last gun. And dude, they all won some sick ass Sons of Liberty guns with cases and mags and cleaning kits, all custom Cerakoted. They all got the big grand prize at the end. One of the highlights of the event for me was that, I mean, what is more 80s than some freaking kid in his room, headbanging, hair flying around, just air guitar to some Van Halen jumping on his bed. That is like so
Dude,
80s.
Terminator 2 is a perfect example of that. John Connor. It's got Welcome to the Jungle or something playing in the background.
Yeah.
Like a speaker. Dude,
Yeah.
Dead Air showed up with like an old school speaker. I
Mhm.
think J-Mac did too, and they had like Metallica stickers stuck all over it. It was freaking awesome. It was like I felt like a kid in the 90s. I felt like a kid in the 90s in an arcade again.
Yeah.
Dude,
Big
did you
shout
see
out
what-
to Sons of Liberty, by the way, since we're
Yeah.
bringing, or we haven't really given them a tip of the old cowboy hat yet, but now's a great opportunity to do that. They put a lot of guns on the prize table, and Mike Michalski, he didn't just show up. I mean, he showed up in full LARP, and
Dude,
those guys repped big time.
okay, 2 of my favorite things. One, their whole group of guys at their firing line, they were so welcoming. I walked up and was like, hey, man, I've got my employees. Can they shoot a couple machine guns? They're like, well, maybe. What do you got? I was like, MG42 and some other stuff. Like, hell yeah, bring them up here. So Big Dick Rob came up and shot. Matt came and shot. Graham came and shot. The guys at Sons of Liberty, their whole firing line, they were badass. And then when my gun broke, they were like, fix it so we can all shoot it again. They were freaking awesome. I loved it, dude. And then my mom showed up, and they gave my mom a one of the Sons of Liberty guns, and my mom's shooting and moving and shooting and moving, and the guy's like, "Dude, your mom's really good at this." So I'm like,
Cody's buffering like a porno from the early 2000s.
plays a lot. Flips,
That's so funny.
mag dumps, dude, that's awesome.
Cody's like, send me the link to the live stream to my MindSpring email.
Oh, dude. Can we talk about this Ice-T LARP and how spot on it is?
Actual microphone.
Dude, he even sounded like him. This is the guy that used to own part of Calico, the helical mag 9mm guns from the 90s, I think also in the 80s. So he used to own part of that company. So they have a bunch of Calicos. And dude LARPed his iced tea. I remember he walked up to me. He's like, listen, I don't LARP for anybody. All right. I don't do this. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And he pulled it off, dude.
Yeah. When I saw him walking, I was like, yo, Malcolm X, what's up? And he came over, and I'm a big Calico fan because the fastest full auto I've ever shot is actually Calico. And when I was talking to him about it, he was like, yeah, it's probably because yours is broken. I was like, oh. It's still fast as hell and awesome. Man, you want to talk about a badass LARP? The Magpul guys. They showed up dressed like CIA operatives. They had Norman Schwarzkopf dressed up. That was baller.
Yeah, I saw one of those posts. And they all showed up with optics too, because they didn't know how to read the rules.
Figures. But they were pretty. Their outfit was badass.
Yeah.
And I showed up and I saw them, and they were like eyeballing me and Matt. And Matt's like,
There you go.
Guys? Huh?
There's one of the Magpul guys.
Yeah, there you go. Matt was like, "Why is that guy all eyeballing me?" I was like, "Dude, it's part of the LARP. Let's fuck with him." And
Hey,
I was
listen.
like, "Hey, you guys want to sell? Are you guys with the government?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You want to sell us some illegal firearms?"
Were they hanging out Saturday, Sunday, or just on Friday?
I don't remember if they were there Saturday and Sunday.
I bumped into them on Friday. I don't remember bumping into them after that.
Sure looks like he's going full turbo. That's a lot of casings in the air.
Yeah, he
very
went
close
full
to each
turbo
other.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, in their defense, I also did not read the full rules and did not realize that vendors could shoot on Friday, or that if you were going to shoot full auto, you had to shoot on Friday. And we sent several people to the event with full autos. However, one of our guys, full auto Uzi Micro, rang the 200-yard plate, which is pretty baller.
Dude, Zach, Brandon's gunsmith, was shooting the entire match with a Scorpion VZ61 and was making hits with 32 ACP at 200.
I heard. I saw a video of that.
Yeah.
He was at the Tony Montana stage.
So at the clubhouse, that's kind of like our lair for the weekend, and a bunch of the ROs and the staff kind of hang out there late at night. And the match director comes in, and we were asking him, so like, what's some of the coolest guns you've seen? You're seeing everyone's guns. And he goes, honestly, the guy with the little Scorpion hitting steel at 200 yards with 32 ACP was probably the most impressive thing they've seen.
That is badass.
Yeah, Zach did really good.
Man, I'm already excited. Clay, I've already talked to you about this. I don't think I've talked to Tony about it. We want to sponsor our own stage next year.
Good. You should.
You should.
It's gonna be Trimmers themed.
I like that idea.
So, getting deep penetration. Oh, look at that.
So a lot of people are talking about IWI. Another great mention. Unfortunately, they weren't able to attend the event because of conflict with their schedule, but they went huge on the prize table.
Yeah, they did.
Excuse me.
Dude, tell me this picture wasn't taken in like 1988 on the back of someone's Crown Vic. Like,
Hell yeah.
it even looks
Uzi
grainy.
Tech-9?
Yeah, Uzi to Tech 9. My man's got cornrows.
That's not an Uzi, it's a Mac.
Oh.
Yeah, Mac 10.
yeah.
and
Mac,
Tech
you
9.
got the mac and cheese with the Tech 9.
Yeah. This was the guy that had the campsite we rolled up on. And this is the first time that these two dudes have ever been to one of our events, which what kind of makes Lethal Weapons cool, man. There's so many dudes. And the number one excuse I heard if we encountered someone and they said, man, it's the first one I've ever been to. And I would say, have you heard of KB? And they're like, yeah, I've heard of it. Why'd you never go? The number one answer was, well, I didn't have an AK.
Oh.
That was the number one answer. I'm like, bro, you don't even need to own one to come out. But that was, a lot of people just said, I don't own one. Maybe I shouldn't go or I can't go. That was the number one excuse. You don't have to own a single gun to come to any of these events.
You know what, though, dude? That's so validating because that's what we said 2-3 years ago when we threw around the idea of Battle of the Black Rifle was
how to fix it.
It seems like there's a lot of people that would love to come to Kalash Bash, but the absence of actually having a Kalashnikov, it's like that's what they need to push them over the edge. And we found that out that we were 100% right.
No, but now we need the bolt gun division as well. Just saying.
Probably one of the most expensive guns at the match. Dude has a SIG 551, real deal SIG with the bipods.
Damn.
That is sick.
Dude, I saw guys running M14s. I saw guys
Mhm.
running M1 Grands. Freaking awesome. And then, look, here's the deal. It's not cheap to run an M14 or an M1 Grand.
Well,
expensive.
it's expensive, and we throw these guys a bone. If you shoot the battle rifle division, you only have to hit the targets one time instead of twice like everything else. Saves you money and saves you ammo. And honestly, I think kind of evens the odds a little bit since most of these guys are running 20-round mags.
If you had like a 12 or 14-inch FAL or SETME or 308 Galil, you could move pretty fast through some of those stages. I went and watched some of the stages. There's definitely an advantage to battle rifle to battle rifle category. You just got to make sure that you're on point with it. I think that's a big deal. To me, I'm like, hell yeah. Plus, dude, just yesterday, we went and shot 30-06s, and there's something that's so satisfying about shooting a full power rifle cartridge.
Oh yeah, dude.
It makes you feel good.
I love shooting bolt guns. You just bought me a garbage rod for my wedding. I can't wait to start shooting that thing.
I did. Yep. Got you a old Mosin garbage rod.
Yep.
No,
right there.
Pascal, we do not have FAMASs here.
There are very few.
There are very few, and they don't operate good enough to us necessitate spending the money to get one.
And it's the mags. I think there's.
Why would you get a FAMAS when you can have an AUG, which is way better, way cooler?
I mean, a FAMAS is cool. I think a FAMAS is cool.
It'd just be a flex. Clay, maybe you should run that Norinco bullpup.
Yeah. If you let me, I'll do it. Dude, I've never even shot that thing. I don't think you've ever shot it either.
No, but I'm okay with shooting it. I don't give a shit. I mean,
cool.
Why not? Why the fuck would we have it not shoot it? It's not like in the original box. I don't even have like the bayonet for it. Oh no, I did. I got a bayonet, but not the original.
Dude, you want to talk about some badass old school guns? I saw a Norinco, Polytech national match unfired gun got brought out to this match.
Yeah.
I saw Polytech double folder Polytech. One of the guys in our group, I call them the Lost Boys. One of the guys from the Lost Boys showed up with a Polytech single folder, but side folder. I don't know. I saw a lot of badass Polytech Norinco guns come out to this event. That's awesome.
I got a good one for you. I knew this guy was bringing this. How about that Beretta, though?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, shot the whole match that way.
No shit.
Yep. I wish I had a better picture of it, but hold on. Let me go to his Instagram.
He's on the toilet.
Here it is. Yeah, that Beretta he shot at the match.
Where did he even get that?
I don't even know. And the mags. So
Holy
I remember he walked up and he had his heat rig on, and he's like, "Notice anything special about the mags?" He didn't have M16 mags. He had Beretta mags stuffed in every single pouch.
Dude, that's a huge flex.
Big time.
You want to talk about flex? That's a flex right there.
Yeah, these are all Beretta mags.
How is he not all dirty?
I know, with a white suit. Yeah.
Dude, if I could put that outfit on for 20 minutes. And it'd be
Dude, he's got some cool shit. He's got an AR-180, he's got an M16A1, and the Beretta.
Dude, did
That's
anybody run two guns? Armalite AR-180 or a... It's coming to me. Hold on. Shit. FNC. Did anybody run an FNC?
I don't remember seeing one.
There was somebody out there with a really cool FAL that was, I want to say 5.56, but it wasn't an FNC, and I can't remember where I saw it.
Dude.
No, you know what? What was that? Was it one of the guns that John was showing us in his trailer?
Well,
No.
3 or 4 days before the match. Look how professional this looks. Look at that. Anyway, 3 or 4 days before the match, I have a guy call me. He goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about running either my Thompson or my Browning BAR." And I'm like, "Dude, either of those are great." He's like, "All right, I'll choose one." He calls me back. "Man, I'm thinking about running my Micro Uzi." "That's a great option." He calls me back. "How about my Crank? Should I run the Crank?" I'm like, "Dude, any of these guns you've got are going to be fine." And he keeps calling me and asking. I'm like, "Dude, I can't tell you anymore. Like, just pick one and go with it." He ends up running the Micro Uzi, kills it with the Micro Uzi. Hell yeah, Daewoo's. If you got a Daewoo and you didn't run it at this event, you failed. You should definitely run a Daewoo.
I saw a ton of Daewoos at this event.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those too. I saw a full auto G36.
What?
I don't remember if it was a K or a C, but it was up. They were up on stage 7. I was just out there checking out one of the stages, and they were just shooting off they were just like shooting each other's guns. They weren't actually shooting the match, but
that's right. Rob, Mike had the 5.56 FAL.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was one of those. It was a Springfield import, S2000.
That's right. That's right. It was
Right?
It was a Springfield import.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's an awesome gun.
The first thing he said when I walked up, he's like, "I've got something even you might like. I know you like 5.56 things that weren't meant to have 5.56."
Yep.
It was freaking cool.
That's where it was that I saw it, and he's like, "I figured Clay would like this."
You know what I like even better than 5.56 guns that were not supposed to be 5.56? 308 guns that were not supposed to be 308. 308 Galil. Nobody ran it. I didn't see a single 308 Galil other than our booth. What's the movie with Benicio del Toro where he's got the 308 Galil?
Oh,
That's an amazing.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the girl. They were like protecting the pregnant chick the whole time.
Yeah, that movie's badass.
Damn. Yeah, I used to watch it all the time. Yeah, it's got a really cool gunfight scene at the end of the movie.
The guy lands on the broken bottles. He's got pulling broken bottles out of his arms and shit. It's badass. You know what? The interesting thing about this event is I talked with a bunch of people about what motivated them in this event, and it was mostly movie guns. But there was a lot of young people that showed up to this event that had not seen the same movies that we talked about with essential gun movies for gun guys.
Yep.
We need to put out
Way of the Gun.
What?
Way of the Gun, Cody. That's the name of that movie.
Way of the Gun. That's it. Which is a great gun movie. So guys, go out and watch Way of the Gun, watch Tremors, watch Predator, watch all these movies. That's what got me in the gun industry, honestly. And that's crazy, but man, 308 Galil, so awesome. I still haven't shot mine. I think it might blow up, but it's okay.
Well, hey, gentlemen, I've got an appointment to catch, so I'm going to part ways here in just a moment. But I do want to say real quick for everybody in the comments, everybody who tuned in, like, man, we love this. We're having the time of our life. And as a group, like the group of organizers and the people who are vendors and sponsors, like all of like the moving parts of making this happen, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Like, these are going to be some of my most favorite memories to look back at and say that we made all these friends and like did these things that I would consider almost impossible to pull off. Like really, really, really having a fucking awesome time. And I look forward to seeing all of y'all again at the next whatever it is that we end up doing.
Hell yeah.
Tony, before you leave, I want to remind everyone that if they do want to support this channel, man, the best way to do that is how? The thirdpinthreads.com. Now, before you leave, Tony, I'm getting asked every day.
Uh-huh.
If someone came to Lethal Weapons, or maybe they didn't, they do want to get that Lethal Weapons shirt, can they expect to pick that shirt up soon on our website?
We were planning to have them up today, but we will have them up this week. So the kids are actually out of school tomorrow for spring break. So tomorrow will be a perfect day to get them up on the website. So if you're patient with us tomorrow, not only will we get the Lethal Weapons shirts, there's the Lethal Weapons event shirt, and then we have the Retro AR and the Retro Commando shirts. Those will be up on the website tomorrow, and we'll post a promo code for those of y'all that are patient. Maybe we'll do some type of free shipping promo if you get like 2 shirts or something like that.
Heck yeah. Anyway, there they are, guys. The brand new shorties and 40s. We got the Clayco shirt back in a different color and AK to the grave. And of course, even if you didn't go to KB, We have very limited event shirts left of KBTX22, the greatest Kalash Bash we've ever put on. We'd never remake the event shirts. Once they're gone forever. It's just kind of a special thing if you own one. So get those while you can. And they're on sale right now.
I love how Clay puts it in his videos. It's like, you know, it's easy to ask y'all to give us money in exchange for the content, but, you know, you're here because of the content. So if we're going to ask anything additional of y'all, let's make it like an even exchange. You know, y'all come do some business with us, and we'll make sure to send some stuff in the mail out to you in the form of swag, shirts, and hats. And you know what, dude? Just to talk about the other just cool factor, how many third pin threads, shirts, and hats did you see at Lethal Weapons, Clay?
Oh. Dozens and dozens and dozens. Tons of them.
Someone with a sweat ring.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the event shirt. Like, I mean, there were dudes out there like in shirts that we sold years ago.
Yeah.
Like, man, how awesome. Like, just to see people. And, dude, we're getting to the point now where I have seen third pin thread shirts out in the wild.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, and I know you've seen them too, going to the local gun shows, and you see people wearing them. And, like, I try to make the point, if I see people wearing them, I'll stop and be like, yo, fucking nice shirt, dude.
Hell yeah.
So, extremely proud of that, y'all.
All right, man. Let's give Tony the golf clap. He's got a place he's gotta be.
The work never ends for me.
No, it never does, man. It's always a hustle.
Mm-hmm. All right. Love y'all. Bye.
Love you. Bye. So real quick, in the bottom corner, you got Rambo with an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
We saw more destructive devices at this event than any other one. I saw RPG 7s, RPG 2s. I saw M203s. I saw other ordinances like rocket flares and rocket devices.
Oh, like this one. Mr. Brandanowitz shot the match with a M203, and someone brought him a chalk round.
Oh, I could have brought him some buckshot round. Ugh, if I would have only known. No, he's not shooting. Oh, there we go.
To my little friend.
Yeah, there you go. Nice. Hell yeah. All right.
Hey, by the way, one of the coolest things I saw at a vendor's booth was I see some people talking about collector's firearms. Dude, they had all these guns laid out, and they had a picture of the movie that the gun would have been used in next to it. So cool. Casino, Ghost in the Shell, Die Hard, Terminator, another Die Hard, Aliens, GoldenEye.
Dude, it's so funny that you guys put us right next to them. And so, you know, we brought out a few guns to show off or whatever. And then these guys bring out like the ultimate collection. Like the ultimate collection of firearms. They had everything there. Everything you'd ever want in like the ultimate collection. We're talking guns that were $15,000. Which is a whole other zero you add to the most expensive gun that we have for sale, possibly.
One of the guns they sold on site is one of the most slept on guns, and now people are hip to them, and they're a lot of money. So we all know about the American-made SIGs, like the SIG 550s.
Yes, one of my boys bought it.
Yeah, they had a SIG 551A1 for sale, and dude bought it.
Yep.
I gave him a ride back to the campsite. I'm like, bro, cool 551A1. He's like, dude, I just bought it. I'm like, how did you just buy that? Freaking collectors had one for sale. I'm like, man.
And you got a good deal on it. They give him a really good deal on that gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bucket list gun. And he was like, yeah, just they were down and they.
Yep.
Oh, and I sat right next to that gun for 2 days. Shame on me.
They had some cool stuff. They always end up bringing like one or two SVDs, tons of AKs. They had some XM177s, some Galils.
Dude, there was a Sterling Worth Armalite AR-180 that.
And you know what's crazy? When you go to their shop, it's mostly the majority of it's all like new guns, but they have sections where they have a bunch of cool stuff. I just thought it was so badass of collectors to not only come out to it, but to stay with the theme and bring out a bunch of their rare retro
Yeah.
guns to sell on site. They could have brought out a bunch of like basic new AR-15s. No. They brought out all the cool old school stuff, all used guns.
Man,
I thought that was so sick.
the owner of that company, so collectors been around forever. We've all heard rumors and stuff. Like a week before Kalash or before Lethal Weapons, I happened to get the chance to go into their private collection.
Yeah.
They're true gun guys.
In the back, yeah.
They're real gun. No, I didn't go in the back. I got to go to the private warehouse.
Oh.
They're real gun guys, like legit, and they're trying to expand into the civilian market with other stuff and promote the Second Amendment, and I'm all for that. If you guys heard me talk, I'm all about Second Amendment. I'm all about the Constitution, and the owner of Collector Farms has that behind him 100%, and that's a big deal for me. So take it for what you will. It's another business. It's another company, but man, we all have to make money at this. We're all here to do one thing, which is make money, but at the same time, they do want to support the Second Amendment and get guns in civilians' hands, and I like that.
Yeah, Mike Hill says he just went to the collector store on Monday before driving home. So after the event, he went to their shop. Highly recommend if anyone comes to one of our events, go to Houston, see the shop. And he bought a SIG 5.56 before he left. Very freaking cool.
Badass. You know what? I got to give a shout out to somebody who came in really clutch for us. We did not bring any ammo to the event because we were not going to shoot any guns. And we saw everybody shooting guns and having a good time. And I was like, man, we got to shoot some guns. But we didn't bring any ammo. Ammo Guy Inc. was like, we got you. We walked up to their truck. They had ammo on the spot. We loaded up our guns. We bought about 350 rounds of 308, a couple hundred rounds of 5.56, a couple hundred rounds of 9mm. And if they had not been there, it would have been a big letdown for us because we would not got to have shot any guns. J-Mac gave us some guns to shoot, which was awesome, but I can't shoot for free. So we were able to buy ammo on the spot from Ammo Guy, and that was a good deal for us. I'm so glad they were there. Those guys, they're local, they're Houston guys. And like I said about collectors, they have a genuine interest in the industry and the Second Amendment. And that's a big deal to me. So I'm glad they were there. They supported us. They supported I know for a fact they supplied a lot of ammo to some of the vendors. They supplied ammo to a lot of shooters. We had 2 sponsored shooters that shot their ammo, and one of them took 4th place. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and the thing about Ammo Guy, he offers an awesome service to our event.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you, for vendors or people flying in, doesn't matter if you're vending, shooting the match, or just attending, whatever. If you buy your event ammo from him, he will bring it on site for you. This is huge for vendors that have to travel. I mean, most of these vendors, they have a couple of options. Either they fly to Texas, they got to go somewhere and buy all the ammo and then drive it to the event, or they have it shipped and I've got to move 20, 30 friggin' boxes of ammo like 5 times. Or you can buy it from Ammo Guy, and he's giving all these vendors and the competitors special event pricing, and you're not paying shipping because he's not shipping it. He's just throwing it in a van and he brings it out there and your name's on it. You show up, pick up your ammo, and you go.
Yeah, Xander paid for a U-Haul, and when they pulled up on Friday, they had the U-Haul, and there was pallets of ammo with people's names written on them.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey, I want to buy some ammo. And he's like, oh, this is all for shooters and vendors. Like, holy crap, dude. All of it was, he gave crazy prices. We sell ammo here in the shop. I can't touch his prices.
Dude, he was selling brass case, newly manufactured 223 cheaper than Tula steel case 223.
Man, when you get brass case cheaper than steel case, you know that guy is trying to hook people up.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, his employees are badass. Dude, I got to see security footage one of his employees fell out the back of a truck onto the shipping hitch receiver that sticks out the back of a truck. He
Mhm.
fell onto that off the back of the truck and still showed up, still sold ammo. These guys were dedicated to the event, 100%. They brought out basketball, which I'm not very, you've seen me play basketball. It's not very good.
Yeah, it was cool. Like they had this, they literally had a big, it's like when you go to like a Chuck E. Cheese or something, they've got those basketball games and you get tickets. Well, they had a couple of these set up next to their booth and you could literally play to win ammo. Really cool idea.
Not only that, man, they came out of the woodwork. We had a guy that wanted to shoot this event but couldn't afford it. And they paid for his ammo. And I'm pretty sure they gave him 1,000 rounds on top of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say who, but he wasn't quite there to shoot. And they paid for they sponsored him as a shooter. They gave him the ammo he needed. And then on top of that, they gave him ammo to keep shooting and keep training, which is huge.
By the way, can we have a moment of silence? We had a freaking Dishka on site.
Oh!
That thing was awesome, dude. Like anytime. It was expensive. I think, man, I'm trying to remember. I think John said it was almost $20 a round. That's how expensive the ammo is for this thing.
But here's the thing. The rate of fire on the thing. So here's the deal. John Moses Browning built an amazing gun. And then the Russians were like, let's outdo it. Let's make it 4 times the rate of fire. Last night, I'm up with a kid throwing up, middle of the night. He's got the flu. And there's this movie called Devoted or something. In the background, there's Dishkas going off in the movie. Not bop, 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 but like huge rate of fire. And then I went, oh my God, this weekend I saw that very same gun rack off hundreds of rounds. Gun NATO came out with that thing. I've been to Big Sandy. I've been to Knob Creek. Not very often do you see a Dishka in the actual Russian caliber racking off belts. That thing was crazy scary in a good way.
And it had the anti-aircraft optic on it. Really freaking cool.
Oh my gosh. Dude, if that's what they brought this year, how do you top that?
So I was actually at the ranch today and I was filming. I think I filmed like 4 weeks worth of YouTube content. Didn't have a video today. We've just been so busy. So I'm out there filming and I bump into John. He's like, man, do you just live out here now? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. So he goes, so we had 60 machine guns out there.
Yeah.
And he's like, now that we have time to plan for the next event, we want to try to get past 100 machine guns at the next one.
What?
And I'm like, John, I think we need to put you in a bigger spot. So we're talking about possibly moving Gun NATO because honestly, Gun NATO was one of the most popular spots at Lethal Weapons. It was happening. We're thinking about putting him in the center of the event.
Last year, they had maybe 15 machine guns.
He had 40 actually at KB.
What?
Yeah, 40.
At KB, they had 40?
Yes. This is what he's telling me. He said they had 40 at KB. At Lethal Weapons, they had 60, but they had even more guns just on display that you weren't even shooting, and it's such a great idea. So he's got all of the guns that you can actually pay to shoot on the firing line, all over his table with his prices and his brochures. He just has cool-looking guns. They're just there to, like, draw your attention. Those aren't even for rent. So he's got more guns out there than you can actually shoot. And I know this is something that you do at your booth too. You just load up your booth with guns, all just the coolest stuff that you have at the shop. Bring it. It gets people over to talk to you. John has done enough of our events. Like he gets it. He gets how to make his booth look fun. He gets that all of his helpers, they have a dress code. They're all wearing the same uniform. They all know exactly what to do. They all do one job. And it's just a machine, man. Like his machine gun rental, it's fun. It's inexpensive for what it is. His prices, think about this. Most places when you go to rent a machine gun, if you are paying for a mag-fed gun, you're probably paying about $2 a round. If you're paying for a belt-fed gun, you're usually paying for about $3 a round if it's a smaller caliber. Every
Well-
single one of his mag-fed guns, you were only paying $1 a round. His belt-fed guns, he was only charging $2 a round
It's
to
not
rack
bad.
off 50 to 100 round belts. Not bad. And there's no cover
That's pretty
charge.
good.
Most rental facilities, you got to pay a cover charge to get in the door. Then you can start paying to rent the guns, and you're
It's like a
paying
strip
at
club, but
minimum
worse.
$2 a round. Yeah,
Yeah. It's,
yeah.
now, if you want a once in a lifetime experience, a once in a lifetime chance in the great state of Texas, the Houston area, which is huge, you can drive an hour away from Houston and still be in Houston. And you
Mhm.
want to go shoot machine guns? This is it. This is the
Think
time.
about all the stuff you get to do for cheap. The helicopter rides were $275. You got to shoot guns out of a chopper, and you're in the bird for like 6 to 8 minutes. They usually charge double that. On event, they're charging $275. You're getting to rent crazy machine guns that most people have never even heard of. The cheapest that I've ever seen them for rent. You are getting to buy things from vendors way cheaper than they typically sell them for. Ammo, guns, accessories, they're all having special prices.
Brisket sandwiches.
Oh yeah, the food's
Pulled
awesome.
pork.
That's probably the coolest thing. Like, if you save up about $1,000 or whatever, like the most amount of money you could save up, you could come out and
$600.
you can come out and do so. You can tick off so many bucket list items.
Oh, yeah.
At Lethal Weapons, like there was just so much cool shit to do.
Now, so before I got into the industry, if I had $600 and I was gonna spend it on something, I wouldn't go buy a new Glock. I wouldn't go buy an Arma. I'd come to Lethal Weapons and I would shoot machine guns. I'd do a helicopter ride and I'd eat some badass pulled pork, brisket, or they had those. This is gonna sound weird. I eat a lot of food. Man, they had that like caramelized pickles or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, and that blueberry barbecue sauce.
Oh, the blueberry barbecue sauce was
Yeah, it was
amazing.
really good.
You think about how America can you get? Machine guns, helicopters, pulled pork, Chatterbox beer themed T-shirts.
Freaking 80s hair metal playing all weekend long.
Yes,
Just-
dude.
like we have a PA system pumping music all weekend long. It was just playing like 80s hits, dude, all weekend long. It was so good.
It was awesome, dude. And like the people that show up at these events are some of the best people in the world, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those deals where we left our guns. We did not lock up our guns at night. We left our guns sitting out overnight because we knew we're gonna go party with everybody else. Everybody else is concerned about partying. We're not worried about our guns getting stolen. We're not worried about a suppressor coming off a gun and disappearing. We're worried about, do we have enough ice to keep our beer cold? And that's the same thing that everybody else at this event is worried about. And that's what makes this event so different and so much fun. And that's what's going to keep us coming out every single time.
So we're getting close to 2 hours here. So why don't we wrap this on a closing topic, man?
All right, hit me.
I know a lot of people want to know about events that are coming around the future. People ask me 10 times a day, what's the date for Kalash Bash? You will know very soon. Very, very soon. I know people want to plan vacation. You're going to have plenty of time to do that. Trust me. Is Lethal Weapons going to happen again? We're thinking about it. It seemed really fun, man. I think I know Sons of Liberty. We're talking to them soon. I know they really, really want to do this again. So, we'll see what happens next year.
Man, they didn't. I don't think that people realize how big this event was going to be.
And you have to remember, it's a first-time event. So just
It's some event.
to throw some numbers, when the event finally cooked off, we had around 600 tickets sold, 600 attendees. The match sold out. That's about 330 people. You had about 175 people camping at the campsite. We also let a bunch of people.
It felt way more than that. I felt like we had four. Sorry. I felt like we had like 400 or 500 people camping, dude. The camping was amazing. It was so much fun this year.
Well, because so typically at KB, you've got like 300-ish campers. Lethal Weapons had 175, so we ended up letting all the people that at the venue come party at the campsite with a 10 o'clock curfew. That's probably why it felt like there were so many people there.
Okay.
The people actually sleeping at the site, less than 200.
There was not a lot of sleeping going on.
That's what I hear. That's why Matt doesn't leave the keys in the heavy equipment anymore. Thank you, Tufu. freaking Jose Diaz is over there making everyone nervous.
Mooney. Yeah. Anyway.
But just want to let you guys know, future lethal weapons most likely going to happen again. We're talking to Sun soon. Clash Bash is absolutely happening. Wait until we announce dates. Don't start requesting your time off right now. You need to hear the date. For me personally, I'll be shooting Kalashnikon in May. That's a couple months away. We have the wedding coming up next month. Cody's going to be in that.
Oh my gosh! Yes, it was. Yeah.
So the wedding's going to be next month. After that, I'll be in Kalashnikon. If any of you guys in the comments are going to Kalashnikon, I will freaking see you there. So Cody, you're a new dad. Why don't you leave all these people with some newly acquired dad advice?
Man, all right. So the first kid's easy. The second kid is hard. Nevertheless, both of them are a challenge. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night with a kid screaming. And no matter what, you just need to remember that it's no matter how bad it is, and the sounds of a kid screaming in the middle of the night can be so terrifying. But just remember that you're building in front of you, this child you're building, is the same thing that built you. The only difference is that you can build it better. And when you go back into the bedroom at night and your wife's trying to sleep, no matter how bad it is, no matter how much you hate each other or love each other, you just got to tell each other, I love you. And I'll do whatever I can to make it better. The best relationship is built on selflessness. And it goes both ways.
I totally agree. Hold that thought. Rachel! I need a refill. Shake a leg, woman!
Somebody bring me a beer!
Relationships, man. You have to be selfless. You have to put the other person first, no matter what.
And it will come out.
Not going to refill itself!
What?
Oh, man.
That's not fair, Clay. You just got me out of the bath. I thought something was really happening. Are you okay? You just need a refill? I'll give you a refill. I'll for sure to put some ingredients in it that you won't know about. Come on, Morty. Bull crap. I hopped out of the bath for nothing, Morty.
Oh my God.
Anyways, Cody, it's been really nice going live with you tonight. I want to thank everyone for tuning in for 2 hours with us. Had around 100 people watching this whole time. That's awesome. Everyone that came to Lethal Weapons, I appreciate it so much. I'm glad that you guys had a good time. I sure had a good time. And thank you, Cody, for being our freaking Flavor Flav at the award ceremony. That was awesome. The mic drop at the end was so good. I definitely appreciate your friendship and working with you on all these different projects. Thank you. I love you very much. I love you very much. Thank you. I love you very much.
It's my pleasure to all the listeners and watchers as well. I love you all. You guys are so amazing. It is so awesome to talk to you guys. After these events, I get all the messages through Instagram. I try to keep up with all of them. I can't keep with all of them, but you guys are amazing. It's a good group of people. I look forward to building relationships and having more fun in the future with the rest of you guys. You guys have a good one.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.